Peace, peace, peace. What's going on, brothers and sisters? How y'all doing? This is part 2 of class. And we're discussing Smoketown in Pittsburgh, the Black Great Renaissance. I told you in part 1 that I'll be showing you clips, pictures of some of the great people who made a difference. I also told you that I got the Black History cards because I want to show you some of the people that I was discussing so you get a better understanding. I'm SHU AMUN RA, and class start. And I want to be able to give you this information. I want you, see, it's better if you have these things, the black flashcards, you know, the books, so you be able to flow with it. And I hope you'll be able to look into buying these things. It's to educate yourself and educate your children. That's what it's always been about. So for further ado, let's get right into it. A small little recap. We was talking about the Brown Bomber. Talking about 1938. Discussing about Max Skillner. If I pronounce his name wrong, excuse me. Max was a German that the Brown Bomber, which is Joe Louis, lost the first fight to Max, and then Joe Louis wound up going to President Roosevelt in the White House, and President Roosevelt basically tells the Brown Bomber that we're gonna need your muscles to knock this man out because we gotta eliminate this master race regime. Now, I'm telling you a bit of the story, but it goes deeper than that. Remember that. It goes deeper. It goes a lot deeper. So please, stop, don't be judgmental. The whole object is to learn and understand who these people were. At the time, the date that they did what they needed to do. How these black great people have paved the way for you, whether you like it or not. What happened to the great Black Renaissance? I'm SHU AMUN RA. Let's get into it. Now, as I was speaking to you earlier, you see this here, this is the black flashcards, History Black flashcard. This is going to help us be able to identify a lot of the men and women that I spoke about earlier who made a difference. So I'm going to bring out a few of them so you get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory, I'm going to read it from the back because the back has so much of information. Dick Gregory, to me, even though I know he was a comedian first, he was a comedian. He also was an actor. He was an activist, a writer. Okay? But as he got older, his wisdom was unpronounced. My opinion. Let me read a few things. Dick Gregory, civil rights activist, social critic, writer, an entrepreneur, conspiracy theorist, comedian, and a social actor, being sometimes he acts. Began studying African history after being told that Africans had no history before European colonization. You heard that. European colonization. Imagine somebody walks up to you that was white and says, you ain't got no history. This is why it's important This is why I have these classes. And I'm going to say this to you. This is not to mock any religion. If no religion is not telling you, I'm giving you classes on your history and about any great black people, men or women, and not installing this information into you, why are you there? Why are you there? Why are you there? Why are you in church talking about the same old thing? Why are you in church? You don't know none of these people. None of these people I spoke about in the first segment of class. If you don't know none of these things, but you're going to sit there and talk about, and this is not to knock no one, but you're going to tell me about Mark, Luke, John, Matthews, so on and so forth in the Bible. And these people that I'm showing you, like Dick Gregory, who made a difference to the day they died and believed in what they believe in. And you trying to tell me that you don't want to acknowledge them? You don't want to put them in your memory bank? You don't want to sit there and teach your children? You don't want to buy no books? You don't want to buy no documentaries? You don't want to buy no Black History flashcards? You don't want to buy nothing to acknowledge the black-owned product companies? You don't want to do nothing but sit around there and forget your own peoples? And if that's who you are, that's your choice. That is your choice. But I'm going to tell you this. You need to leave my page, because I tell you one thing. I don't recognize anyone who don't recognize their own people. You don't recognize your own people because you choose not to. And that's the way you want to live. And I don't socialize myself with too many people who act just like that. Now let's get back into what I was talking about. Dick Gregory took on a range of issues, including ending the Vietnam War, feminism, Native American rights, and apartheid in South Africa, making a difference. He's a Renaissance. You don't have to be from Detroit. Okay? In 1961, choked in front of a white audience. Last time I was down south, I walked into the restaurant and this white waitress came up to me and said, "We don't serve colored people here." I said, "That's all right. I don't eat colored people. Bring me a whole fried chicken." If you think I'm joking, nah. It's here. Huh? And the company that make these flashcards is called UrbanTechElectrical.com. Let me make sure I say that right. UrbanIntellectual.com. Let me get it so you can see it. UrbanIntellectual.com. I apologize. You know, we all make mistakes. Because some of y'all think, "Oh, I don't make mistakes." Right. But anyway, that's Dick Gregory, right? I also mentioned Malcolm X. I read Malcolm X's book 3 times. I watched his documentaries tons of times. May 19, 1925 to February 21, 1965. Okay, Malcolm X. I mentioned his name. Muslim minister and human rights activist. Born Malcolm Little. Considered Little a slave name and chose X to signify his lost tribal name. Appointed as Assistant Minister Temple No. 1 in 1953. In 1960, founded a newspaper, Muhammad Speaks, to further promote the message of the Nation of Islam. Terminated relationship with the Nation of Islam in 1964 and created the religious organization Muslim Mosque Incorporated. Changed the name to Elijah Malik al-Shabazz and considered to be traditional Islam during the pilgrimage to Mecca, Saudi Arabia in 1964. In 1964. Renaissance. You don't think so? I think so. Regardless of what you know when you did your research about Malcolm X, regardless of what he done, understand the faculties, what he was trying to do, and what he done successfully. There's many different styles of trying to make a difference. Some people are all right, Black Power, Black movement, right? Right? Okay. Some people don't go that route, which you'll find out a lot in the Renaissance book here. They did it another way. Malcolm X was more of a Black Power movement. Okay? So, understand that. Doesn't mean the names and the people I'm going to show you in the book was not, don't believe in their peoples. No, they just went a different route. This is what I'm trying to also bring out, is that there's many different routes to go to establish yourself and what you believe in yourself and your people. Some people are more radical, are more aggressive on their approach. It's not for you to be afraid. This is how we wind up getting divided. Because some people rather be low-key, rather perform, and like dealing in the entertainment business, but let's don't get it twisted. Because in the entertainment business, they had it just as hard. We talking about Lena Horne and Billy Schweitzer Horne, which I'm gonna get into that in a minute. I'm gonna show you Lena Horne and Billy Schweitzer. Okay, I was going to show you some of the names that I mentioned. Marcus Garvey, because I know a lot of y'all, whoever's watching this, have not seen pictures, photographs about these great people. Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey's August the 17th, 1887. June the 10th, 1940. Marcus Garvey. Have you seen it? It's a Renaissance. Different type of Renaissance. But Marcus Garvey is one of the greatest accomplished. And I'm about to read his accomplishments. Jamaican political leader, publisher, journalist, entrepreneur, author, and proponent to the Pan-African movement. Founded the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Community League in 1914. At the height of his organization, had over 5 million paid members. Now, I will stop there. If this man created jobs, he created jobs, 5 million black people. Okay? Don't tell me you can't do it yourself. Don't tell me you cannot do it for yourself. In the 1900s, at the highest peak, 5 million. First, I was told it was 100,000. So that information was wrong. But like I said, when you did your research, you'll get your information. 5 million paid members worldwide. The largest African diaspora organization of its time. In the 1919, established the Negro Factories Corporations, founded the Black Star Line, shipping and passenger line, which promoted the return of the African diaspora to their ancestral land. One of the most influential leaders of the 20th century in Jamaica. The man was from Jamaica because he believed in what he believed in. Now everybody's got a history, and I tell you this. Believe what you believe, but understand the difference. He's a Renaissance man. Style, charisma. You know Marcus Garvey he had a speech impediment From time to time, you'll hear me stutter a little bit. But he overcame that. Let's move on. Muhammad Ali, January 17, 1942. Oh, he's a Capricorn like me. June the 3rd, 2016, which was 2 years ago. Well, it'll be 2 years in June. Yeah, and if you don't know Muhammad Ali, something wrong. That's just 2 years ago. But you know what I'm finding out? A lot of people are already starting to forget. They're starting to forget. Is that a shame? Professional boxing activist. Won the gold medal in the light heavyweight division in 1960. Summer Olympics. In 1967, convicted of draft invasion. Sentenced to 5 years in prison, fined $10,000, and banned for boxing for 3 years after refusing induction into the United States Army Forces due to religious beliefs and observation to the American involvement in Vietnam. Promoted racial pride of African American resistance to the white demonstration during the 1960 Civil Rights Movement. Widely regarded as one of the most significant and celebrated sport figures of the 20th century. Ranked as the greatest athlete in the 20th century by Sport Illustrated and the Sports Personality of the Century by the BBC. Muhammad Ali, which his original name was Cassius Clay. He changed his name Muhammad Ali, but who introduced Muhammad Ali to the world? Huh? This man, Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali, they met. He started teaching him a little bit. That's right. Actually opened up his eyes. Huh? When you start doing your history, don't matter how things went. It's not for us to be judgmental. It's where these men paved the way. I mentioned Medgar Evers, right? Remember I mentioned Harry Newton? Harry P. Newton, right? From the Black Panther Party. There you go. You ain't expect him to look like that, right? Well, political activist and revolutionary. Co-founder of the Black Panther Party for self-defense in 1966. Overcame illiteracy. It means you couldn't read and write. And attend Marriott College and the University of San Francisco School of Law. Now don't tell me you can't change. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me you cannot change. Renaissance. These are Renaissance people. Just a different style. Huh? Let me finish reading. Overcame illiteracy, attending Marriott College and University of San Francisco School of Law. In 1980, he earned a PhD in social philosophy and from the University of California, Santa Cruz. Allied with the freedom for employment, decent housing, education, and military exemption of African Americans. Sponsored a free breakfast program for children with sickle cell anemia, tested free food and shoes in school. He was shot and killed in Oakland, California, August 22nd, 1989. You remember that WIC program? The WIC program started for the Black Panthers. It just wasn't called WIC program. Huh? I'm going to give you one more. Remember I told you Elijah Muhammad? Right? Okay. Elijah Muhammad is right here. It ain't for you to judge nobody. This man here is a great man. This man here is a great man. I'll say it to you again. when you understand his whole conception of wanting to do for his people. You leave everything else to, even though when you do his research, but the point is you gotta stop and begin. His accomplishments is greater than what you think you know. This man here, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, born in Jim Crow South, moved to Detroit, converted to Islam and studied under the Master Farad Muhammad. After becoming the Master Farad representative of the Nation of Islam, he became the leader, the mentor of Malcolm X. Okay? Lewis, also the mentor of Malcolm X, Louis Farrakhan, and Muhammad Ali. Okay, I have Louis Farrakhan's card. I'm just doing it right here. Refused introduction into the military during the World War II, jail for 5 years. Here's another one who refused to fight a war but he didn't believe it. To the inspiration of Muhammad Ali to do the same, oversaw the largest group in the history of the Nation of Islam, established the newspaper of Muhammad Speaks and University of Islam, private, elementary and high school, grocery stores, restaurants, and more, purchase and land and business to provide the housing and employment for the members of the NOI and beyond. Authority, Message to the Black Man. I have that book, Message to the Black Man. I'll be right back. Show and prove. All right, y'all. We're still working on the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the book that he made, Author, The Message to the Black Man in America and How It's to Eat and to Live. Now, I stated to y'all that I have this book. Am I correct? Right. Now, I have this book. And I want to show you that I have this book so we get no misunderstanding. Tell me what it says. The Message to the Black Man, right? So you ain't going to tell me nothing. I'm going to tell you why you ain't going to tell me nothing. I don't believe that you're supposed to only guide yourself one way. See, I believe in the spirituality of the black man and the black woman, the gods and goddesses on this planet. I believe in the spirituality of Africa, that all elements is qualified to be used to help you become better in all areas of your life. I don't got time to play divide and division. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time. That's for all you want to be. I'm following this conception. I'm following that conception. I ain't got time for that. I got time for those who's trying to help our people. Sometimes we'll hear things gonna mess our mind up, and then we start being judgmental. I've learned, how can you judge and you got to judge yourself? This man here is one of the greatest, besides Marcus Garvey. You understand that? You ain't gonna tell me nothing. I'm just keeping it real. And stop being scared. Stop being scared to try to understand someone. Understand the faculties of greatness. That's what it's all about. Stop making sides. I gotta have a side. It's not about that. Oh, this tea here, my wife brew. She takes orange peelings and she'll brew it. Okay? She'll brew it and make tea out of it. And then she put honey in it. And I drink that. Yeah. You know? Just in case. I told you before, I don't like these fake silver spoons. They're not real. They're metallic. But anyways, let me move on to Billy and Lena. I want to move on to that. Because I want to get into that real quickly before we get off of this segment. Yeah, this is part 2. And so far, have y'all learned anything? Because we can go back to the flashcards, don't get it twisted. But have y'all learned anything? Because I'm showing you the greatness of our people. Okay? I'm also reading it so you don't think I'm just saying on the top of my head, because I don't want you to. I want you to understand what I'm reading, and I'm showing you pictures of these people. Then you get your own flashcards, you get your own books, like I keep telling y'all, right? I've turned to the page where I'm going to show you Billy Strayhorn and Lenny Horn. If you have never known what they look like, I'm going to show you right now. Okay? When they finally met and became instant soulmates, one of the first things Billy Strayhorn and Lenny Horn talked about was their mutual ties to Pittsburgh. I'm going to read just a little bit. Here we go. Billy and Lena. In the fall of 1935, a young carrier reporter named Ralph Dogger walked into the newsroom carrying an armful of posters. A wiry go-getter whose nickname was Projo. Dogger had started working for the paper as a student at the Westinghouse High School, in addition to running track, debating, and editing their yearbook. He filled stories of carrier events such as meeting of the local NAACP youth group. Now, just 2 years after graduating, Kroger had taken a second job, a publisher for a new theatrical production called Fantastic Rhythm. According to the poster, which Kroger posted, announced the carrier in the store up and down the hill, it would be a musical comedy. Revenue, in the style of Shuffle Along, Broadway's first all-black extravaganza. The show would feature 50 beautiful, shapely girls, an all-star cast with the city-fleeted tap dancers and one of the loveliest cabaret singers in the popular Moonlight Harbor Band. For the show, 2 nights run at the Westinghouse High. Kroger arranged to sell tickets at the Carrier, Ramsey Barbershop, and Lincoln Drug. The drugstore. At the price of 26 cents for adults, 16 cents for children, and 40 cents for reserved seats. Imagine that. In 1935, you go to see a show, 26 cents for adults, 16 cents for children, and to reserve the seat, it's 47 cents. It ain't like today, huh? Woo! More remarkable yet, the conspiracy of lyrical fantastic rhythm was even young then Kroger, still months away from the 20th birthday. Billy Strayhorn and only graduated from Westinghouse High School, himself the year before in the class of 1934. As a reserve, as Kroger was outgoing, Strayhorn stood only a few inches over 5 feet, wore Polish wire-rimmed glasses, and talked in a soft voice that sometimes barely rose above the whisper. But in the 4 years of Westinghouse, Strayhorn had emerged as a star of the school renowned music department whiz, not only at the playing of the piano, but composing original music and arranging scores as well. I just read about Billy. And let me tell you, there's many different ways how to change the world. How you come up, it might not be pretty. How you was raised, what school you went to, it might not be the way you want it to be. Or you was fortunate. This is Billy. And that's Lena. But it might not be the way you wanted, or you got your parents wind up helping you out, or you provided for yourself, but you believed in what you believed. This is what we need to discuss. And this is what we are going to discuss. You believed in what you believed to become what you need to become. And I want to say this. I'll see you in part 3. We're going to continue talking about Lena Ohm. Don't get it twisted. I'm SHU AMUN RA. The Renaissance, the Great Black.